And I'm Jason.
And this is Husband Tea Torture. Alright, so we are doing a much asked for Darjeeling episode. So the tea that we think Jason likes is Second Flush Darjeeling. He's had that before, so we know that he likes it. But we're also going to try First Flush, which we know is closer to a green tea in many ways. So I don't think he's going to like that as much. So it'll be interesting to see what his reaction is. So the first one we are drinking is the Second Flush, and that is the Sing Bully Second Flush from Hardy & Sons. We are going to brew this with fully boiling water for 3 minutes.
3 minutes is a big time, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're brewing like more in a Western style compared to, say, if we were gung fuing, you know, like a...
I'm just saying because usually it's like, you know, like a minute, 90 seconds.
Yeah, it's because of how we're brewing. We're using only... about 3 grams of leaves and a whole cup of water, so it's not a very high ratio.
How do you know what a cup is nearing that?
Because there's a line.
Well, there goes that. Yeah, I feel like out of all the teas out of close to the 11 years of our relationship that we've had, I felt like a Darjeeling was something that I liked the most.
That's definitely been the one that you like the most.
But were they mostly always second flushes or later than
almost always second flushes. Almost always.
How many flushes can it go through?
It depends on the year. So first and second are like your first and second of the year, obviously, based on the name. But there's also like monsoon flush, autumnal flush, and it really just depends on what the weather is that time of year.
Like from your memory, do you remember which kind I like the most?
Definitely second flush.
Definitely second.
Yeah.
So this.
Yeah. So Darjeeling, you can see the second flush has pretty dark leaves.
Yeah.
You can see they're pretty much uniform in color.
They have a much more like. Can I see actually, a little bit of green color.
Yeah.
But more of a brown. Can I say more of like the color of maybe like a leaf that died, like the one that crunches really big when you step on the ground?
It's brown, yeah.
Yeah, see, it has a lot of that real color to it.
So that's oxidation. So that's actually what kind of makes it a black tea. Like if you cut open an apple slice and you leave it out, it's going to turn brown. Mm-hmm. That's the same thing that happens in a tea leaf. And that chemically changes what that tea tastes like because you're oxidized. Okay. So that's why it's brown.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I hate saying in a way where I don't think it's a very fancy tea.
No, it's just...
very plain.
Mm-hmm.
That's a couple different notes to it.
Yeah. You know? Darjeeling has like a fruitiness to it.
I'm getting that. Maybe like a little bit of like a berry note.
Mm-hmm.
Like a dark berry though.
Okay.
Not raspberry. Because I hate raspberry.
So... the second flush in particular is known for having something called muscatel. So it's kind of like basically like a muscat grape, which I know you've probably never in your life eaten a muscat grape.
Nope.
But if you think of like a crisp, sweet grape.
Like that, like, yeah, I guess I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
And that taste is actually caused by little bugs biting the leaves before they harvest it.
It's delicious. That's what I want to think of. Thank you.
Hey, when I did my Tea Myth episode, they wanted you to try bug poop tea.
Bug poop tea.
Uh-huh.
Anyone who has ever wanted me to try bug poop tea, guess what? You're never going to see that episode. Ever. Not a day in your life. Honestly, I feel like the more I go into the cup, the more intense the flavor gets.
Yeah.
Like, I am getting a lot more of a berry flavor. Mm-hmm. Maybe even blueberry, too, at that point. I know we all say we taste things differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for the 19,000th time of filming these episodes, your palate has such more an array of what you know what things taste like.
Jay, I have tasted thousands
but
more
that's what I'm trying to say.
So,
like,
yeah.
you know, you're going to put out berries and leaves and grapes. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
No, I know.
But I'm trying to do my best on comparing on.
And that's all anyone can do. Tasting is about training your palate. So it's not something you're born knowing how to do, you know?
It's really a blackberry, too.
I can see that. And it does have some astringency. It is supposed to.
Because it's really weird because I'm not getting like that crisp grape flavor that you described.
And it does have some astringency, but not too much. That it's like...
Like where I kind of feel like the dryness on the side of my tongue.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting like that lockjaw feeling out of it.
No, it's not too much. Or like going over into bitter. Because astringency and bitterness are different things. Bitterness is a taste, where astringency is a feeling. So if something's bitter, that's something you're tasting. If it's astringent, that's something you're feeling. So like that dryness that you're describing.
When we first started, I had no idea what left and right on that was.
Yeah.
Because like you would tell me like, you know, I feel like it says bitter, and I said because my tongue was tingling, and you told me no, that's astringency. But, you know.
Well, because like most people know the word bitter, astringency is not something you probably use on a regular basis unless you work in tea or wine.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's not a word I use in my daily vocabulary.
Absolutely.
I mean, the only time I really ever use it is like exactly like when we did like that wine tasting class. We did it with stuff like that because then it was a much different feeling.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Especially when we did the red wines, which were much more astringent.
Definitely. And red wine and black tea have some things in common where they both have tannins. So that does cause some of the astringency.
Are those the ones that like that get you like in here? Like in that bottom of your jaw kind of stuff? Anyway.
I didn't realize we were racing.
We weren't, but I just called it.
Ready for
No.
first flush Darjeeling? I mean, I really don't think you're gonna hate it. I just think you're not gonna like it as much as second flush.
Okay.
Because second flush is what you know, and first flush is really just a much lighter tea. It's still technically a black tea.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
For our first flush tea, we're going to have the Harney and Sons Namring first flush. So this we're also going to brew with boiling water for 3 minutes. So you can already see that it's a much lighter tea.
Yes. I'm not happy about that. I like dark teas.
So what's interesting about first flush Darjeeling, sometimes you'll see people try to say it's oolong. It's not, at least in my personal opinion. But why they say that is because the leaves are not fully oxidized. You can see that they're not totally brown like that second flush was. And that's because it is produced using a method called hard withering. So when the tea leaves are withered, the moisture leaves the leaves so quickly that they're actually too dry to fully oxidize. So even though they're not technically fully oxidized, they are not processed like an oolong, which still makes them a black tea. Now you know.
I know things.
I did recently write a blog post about the differences between first flush and second flush Darjeeling, so I'll make sure to put a link to that in the description in case you'd like to know more.
Oh man, looks like Mountain Dew.
It doesn't look like Mountain Dew.
Okay, flat Mountain Dew.
So you can see here, like you can almost see like some of the leaves are more reddish, so that is some oxidation. But you can see like they have a pretty green appearance, right?
Yeah, they got that seaweed color.
I feel like it's not well liquid.
Any extra you want's going in your cup. Remember that.
It's still a black tea. Just put that in your head. It's still a black tea.
Have I gone colorblind?
It's still a black tea.
But it's not black.
It has a hard whip, but it's still a black tea.
This tea crap makes no sense to me. At all.
Oh man.
I don't like it.
See, I like first flush because it's kind of prettier than second flush is. Is there just because it's the first harvest of the year after winter. They kind of focus more on the buds, and they're a little more delicate with their picking.
All right, let's really go for it. I don't know. I really didn't get much out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure.
See, honestly, I think you might actually like this one, because it's almost fruitier than the second flesh is. And kind of like peachy. Like, it's like... You're like, no.
No, you're kind of right.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think this is fruitier than the first one.
Yeah.
And honestly, when you... I don't know if it was because you said peachy. Peach was like the first thing that went like... Maybe like mango.
Okay, I can see mango.
A little bit of that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like very sweet fruits.
Yeah.
Not like an apple where it's like a crisp sweet fruit.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know...
Like a sugary sweet.
But like peach,
Mm-hmm.
mango, plum. Like things in like kiwi. Things in like that. Maybe not necessarily kiwi. But like the really sweet fruits. Like,
yeah.
But I'm like peach and mango are definitely probably the front runners in that.
And it does still have some astringency.
Nowhere near as much.
But not as much, yeah.
Nowhere near as much.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually not that bad.
Okay.
It's actually not that bad. If you really want me to rock your world,
Mm-hmm.
I think I like this better than the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. I think that might be a first.
This is actually hitting like my sweet tooth
Mm-hmm.
a lot better than the first one.
Interesting. And you've always just really liked Second Flush. Like, that's always
This
been kind
to
of like
me
the one
is,
tea I know you like.
I'm actually thinking I'm liking the second tea better than the first one.
Wow.
Is that surprising?
That is very surprising. I wasn't I thought you wouldn't hate it. I thought it would be like the
This
hojicha.
is actually pretty good.
I thought it would be like the hojicha from the last
This
episode.
is pretty good tea.
Wow. I'm very surprised.
To me, it's very subtle.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of aggressiveness to it when it comes to the flavor profile. I like the fruity notes. Like when you said peach, I got the peach, but I also got like maybe the really even sweeter note of a mango.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually pretty good.
Good.
I'm actually liking this. Sorry to disappoint all of you.
I mean, I think the last two episodes were maybe the point was not necessarily to torture, but to maybe change your perception of, you know, like you think you don't like light teas.
Yeah.
But you would consider this a light tea, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And you think you don't like green teas, but you didn't mind the hojicha.
Yeah. But also, if I was somebody watching this show, I want to see him gag on camera.
Of course. And we have plenty of episodes where that has happened, and there will be plenty to come. But not all of them have to be, like, absolutely arm-twisting torture, you know, like...
What's the fans want?
It is kind of what the fans want.
This is actually pretty good. I'm actually liking this a lot.
Good.
And, you know, to me, like, a tea that's a lighter color
Mm-hmm.
always intimidates me.
Of course.
It's just like, nope, it's not gonna be good. Because, I guess, black tea was always my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Always was. But, I guess gotta learn to like different things, I guess.
Absolutely.
But, this is actually really, really good. I'm actually, you know, trying not to suck it down. I'm trying to actually enjoy it.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, I'm getting like that super sweet flavor, like the super sweet fruits,
Definitely.
like peach mango, stuff like that. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Not astringent. Not incredibly strong.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very subtle. Like very easy to drink. No real dry notes to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's soft, if that's a way of putting it.
Definitely see that. And, I mean, you can even see... Okay, we really can't show it on camera clearly, but if you look at the difference in the leaves...
Was this the second flush here?
That's the second
Oh my god,
flush,
it's like, I mean, honestly, if you're looking at it, it looks like, maybe like wilted grass for the first flush.
Yeah.
And almost straight dirt for the second
I mean,
flush.
in color, yes.
But I'm not saying like that, but in color-wise,
yeah. But you can see, like, in the first flush, you can see a lot more of those whole buds.
Yeah.
So remember our friends the trichomes?
Yeah.
That's why it's softer. So, like, this one... It's...
So me saying soft was a good
No, you were spot on with softness, definitely. And you can just see the oxidation difference in the leaves themselves. These are much darker than the first flush.
These almost look like they've been like roasted more. Like if in an analogy of like what you want the picture to be like.
Which technically they do actually get a longer roast at a higher temperature, like a drying at the end of the.
Yeah, I don't want to say like they look more burnt.
No, it's just they're significantly darker.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I'm not just saying it like here.
No, not at all. And second flush, normally the leaves are a lot more broken too, so you can also see that.
Yeah, these look like much more crumbled, and these look like much more full pieces.
Definitely. So because of the hard wither, the leaves stay much more intact, and they're not rolled as hard as the second flush is.
Gotcha.
Well, I was very pleasantly surprised at the result for this one, but I'm glad that you liked it.
I did like it. I actually, like I said, it was crazy. I think it's the first time in any of the episodes where I liked the second tea better than the first tea.
Definitely.
That was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Good. At the end of the month, we're having our first Patreon-only video chat. So if you haven't joined it up yet, check out the link in the description. Those chats are only for our Patreons. You'll also get shout-outs in our videos, get to vote on future content, and a lot more. Let us know in the comments if there's any teas that you would like Jason to drink on future episodes, and if you think he would like it or not like it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.
Peace.
Really?
Why not?
I'm so sorry.
Game face.
What?
And what?
I don't know, you're looking at me.
Jeez, you're talking. Hold on, ready? Mine's not that bad.
Yeah.
You are bottom heavy though.
Really? I was about to tell you something about the tea, and now I forget what it was.
That's called a senior moment.
Yes. Hey.
Remember, guys, keep subscribing so we get that money so we get some professional lighting. I don't have to turn this damn ring anymore.
Oh my god.
It's like the world's smallest cereal bowl. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about Darjeeling first flush.
Really?
My husband's probably not going to like it, but I'm going to make him drink it anyway.